If you've been on the Minecraft side of YouTube for any amount of time now, you've probably heard the legend of Technoblade, a 23-year-old Minecraft YouTuber known for his exceptional skills and knowledge of the game. You may know Technoblade as the first ever person to reach a 1,000 win streak on Bedwars. That guy who destroyed every YouTuber in Minecraft Monday. The guy who shattered a kid's dream by becoming the #1 potato farmer on the biggest Minecraft server of all time. In the beginning, he was never the biggest YouTuber when it came to numbers, but he would soon grow to be larger than he had ever imagined. One thing was clear about this guy. Technoblade wasn't going to be any new Minecraft YouTuber on the platform. Techno was going to make his mark as a Minecraft and YouTube legend, with not only his hot elbows and exceptional PvP skill, but his incredible wit. This is the story of Technoblade, a legend that never dies. When it comes to legends, there's always an origin story. So the question is, what is the origin of Technoblade? On July 25th, 2009, the famous YouTuber created his first ever YouTube channel. But before he created his Technoblade channel, he ran a small YouTube channel known as Studio Lore, known for uploading low-quality Roblox machinimas and bad Team Fortress 2 videos. Back then, he really couldn't do much with his channel, as the software he used could only record 30-second clips at a time, which he threw it all together in the Windows Movie Maker. At the time of running this channel, he only amassed around 47 subscribers at the time with 9 uploaded videos. But this channel wouldn't last for much longer, because when Techno was 13, he had a realization.
At this point I was 13 and about to graduate middle school, and I was thinking, at some point in the future I'll be an adult, and adults need to get their own food, but food costs money. So one day I'm sitting there watching YouTube, and there's this dude that's just like playing video games and making jokes, and I'm like, wait a minute, he's getting paid for this. I could do that.
So on October 28th, 2013, the official Technoblade channel was created.
Wait, was that actually my banner? Are you kidding me? No, turn off the camera. Avert your gaze, audience. No, my dignity.
Hey guys, I'd just like to preface this video with an explanation of what goes on, because when I am concentrated, I don't talk at all. I don't really recognize anyone here yet. Oh my god, it's Neon Pink Shot. I don't know. Get wrecked, one-hearted. What?
October 31st, 2013. Technoblade would upload his first video on his new YouTube channel. A video of him facing the owner of the most popular Minecraft server at the time, Mineplex.
I killed the owner.
Now this video wasn't much. It was just some pretty normal gameplay of a minigame on the server. But one thing was shown from it. Despite his age, Techno was actually pretty good when it came to Minecraft's combat system. Of course, it's nowhere close to where his skill would be today, but it showed that he had some sort of potential seen in many other popular Minecraft legends at the time. But it didn't take long for Techno to come to a quick and game-changing realization. Back in the day, Mineplex wasn't the only very popular Minecraft server. There was also a server named Hypixel, which was a little smaller than Mineplex but was a fast-growing community at the time. Technoblade had a decision to make. Either continue making videos on Mineplex, or switch over to Hypixel. Seeing as a fellow YouTuber known as Captain Sparkles was making daily Let's Plays on Mineplex, he thought competing with them for views would only be an uphill battle. So he decided that he would switch over to the Hypixel despite it being a road less traveled. He saw potential in it. And let's just say, he did not choose wrong.
I'm gonna ruin someone's day. Just show them. Ow. I'm gonna ruin your day. Later, nerd. Punch, bye. It's okay, you almost punched me back. You tried, that's what matters. I do not know what that guy was doing. Pro tip, guys, get off your horse. It won't help you PvP at all.
Technoblade instantly began to create multiple Minecraft Let's Play series on Hypixel, mostly Mega Walls and Blitz survival games. His funny, sarcastic commentary style, accompanied with good gameplay, would start around this time, creating the character of Technoblade.
I need a name for my horse. I'm calling it Brick, for how well I can swim.
The Techno liked to play both Mega Walls and Blitz survival games. He stuck to Blitz as his main content focus at the time, making these often sporadically uploaded videos over the span of the next 6 months. He gained 300 subscribers. Though it may not seem like a lot now, at the time these would have been more impressive numbers. But it was never an easy task for him to get views and subscribers. As being a young creator, you're not going to get many people excited for your content. But as he started creating more content, as he continued to get better at the game and YouTube, he gained nearly 14,000 subscribers in a year and a half of starting his channel. After that, he began to start making money off of YouTube. Now for an adult it wasn't anything crazy, but for a 15-year-old it was a good start. So what did he start to do with that ad revenue? He immediately reinvested it into his channel, paying for YouTube ads to gain publicity and subscribers. And it worked! After doing the math, Techno found that he could gain roughly 3 subscribers per dollar on his ads, which was massive, knowing the more money he paid, the more he advertised, the more subscribers he would get. Techno struck gold.
I'm pretty sure this is why they denied me my driver's license.
It was pretty clear that Technoblade had hit it well with the Blitz survival games videos. Being the #1 Blitz player at the time, whenever a new YouTuber would challenge his standing, he would defeat them to defend his spot as the #1 Blitz YouTuber. But something even bigger was coming straight his way. It was time for Hypixel to release its newest minigame. There are 3 different minigames Hypixel's released over the years that have completely changed their player base and concurrent player numbers forever. And for every one of them, Technoblade was there to immediately make content for those minigames. Yes, this may have been the first of those 3 games, but this one minigame single-handedly changed Techno's YouTube career forever. June 14th, 2015 was the official release of Hypixel Skywars. Skywars was the most popular Minecraft minigame of its time. This was when Hypixel would overtake Mineplex as the most popular Minecraft server. Technoblade saw the game's popularity and saw this as a perfect opportunity to show his skills somewhere he can get more recognition for it, or as he puts it,
Free views!
While continuing to make Blitz survival games videos, Technoblade started making more Skywars videos on his channel. By now, Technoblade had mastered his commentary alongside his combat skills, becoming overall more funny, witty, and sarcastic. He uploaded his first Skywars gameplay the day Skywars released on Hypixel and began to make way more Skywars videos, as well as balancing his other videos. But Technoblade immediately saw an issue with his plan of switching to Skywars content. Due to the overall size of the community around Skywars, it wasn't as easy for Technoblade to challenge YouTubers in-game to prove his skills. So instead, he hatched yet another plan. April 7th, 2016, a new game mode of Skywars called Ranked was released on Hypixel. Ranked Skywars had a monthly competition where only the top 10 players could earn a special dragon victory dance. Technoblade saw this as his massive opportunity to gain clout amongst the Skywars community, so he worked his way up to Master Division 4 and earned the legendary Dragon Victory Dance.
Respect. Oh, Janitor Central, let's go! Oh, you're gonna try to place a lava bucket. You might actually be. Nope, you had an opportunity and you missed. The person doesn't know I'm here.
Wait, that worked? Hey, it worked! Dragon Victory Dance! Yes! Oh, this feels nice.
For the next 2 years, Technoblade continued this pattern until he switched fully to Skywars content. By then he had graduated high school, was given YouTuber rank on Hypixel, and received a silver play button for 100,000 subscribers. It was almost time for Techno to move on to college and start ranting about being an English major. But something was still off. Technoblade still noticed a flaw in his channel. It was the summer of 2017. Technoblade had always been obsessed with YouTube. So back in the day, he did what every other obsessed Minecraft YouTuber was doing, stalking each other on Social Blade. He had a specific interest in a YouTuber named Skeppy, who gained a lot of subscriber growth out of nowhere. He found that Skeppy would gain a lot more subs specifically when he would stream on YouTube. This led to Technoblade taking on the world of live streaming. He would stream for around 5 hours daily, and eventually he would gain a lot of subscribers from it. This is the point where the name of Technoblade started to finally be known around the Minecraft community. On top of being very skilled in public lobbies of Skywars, he would go on to show his skill in doing many other things, such as collaborative videos with Skeppy. But there was one more massive thing that came out of live streaming for Technoblade. On June 29th, 2017, Technoblade did something crazy, something big, something that no other Minecraft YouTuber had done before. He beat Minecraft Hardcore with a steering wheel.
I am ready to win some video game. Oh, that's the ambiance sound. That means there's a cave nearby. No. Run. I'm gonna spawn above like a pit of lava. Here we go. Are you kidding me? What is this? What is this garbage? Send me back. Oh, so much death. Place in the eyes of Ender. We're going in. Oh, God. Dude. Yes. We beat the game! Everyone wants a face reveal. I look terrible. You guys really want to see my face? I'll lose all my viewers when they see my awful face. Hello. We did it, guys. We beat the game. Steering wheel.
This was an impressive accomplishment for Technoblade, as this was something that separated him from other Minecraft YouTubers. This was the first time anyone had beaten Minecraft with a steering wheel, making Technoblade known as the man who beat the Ender Dragon with a steering wheel on his first attempt. But the reason this feat stuck out so much for Techno was because it was so strange. No one had ever thought of playing the game all the way through with just a steering wheel, and to do it all in one attempt on one single life was extremely difficult. But despite this moment leaving a huge impact, it was only the beginning of a chain of events. A chain of events to happen on Technoblade's channel that would grow on to be way bigger than he had ever been before. And it all started with the next Hypixel minigame. Remember when I said that there were 3 different game-changing minigames that Hypixel would release over the years? Well, around the time the Technoblade would start streaming, Hypixel would release their second game-changing minigame, Bedwars. He started playing Bedwars on his channel by collabing with many other popular and skilled Minecraft YouTubers at the time, competing with them in a massive Bedwars YouTuber event. But it wasn't long before he would start his normal Technoblade shenanigans of playing the game in strange ways. It started with a video called Bedwars is a Difficult Game, where he played the game while only punching people. He would create more Bedwars videos of him getting trolled or helped by the admins of Hypixel, or videos on strange Bedwars challenges that made the game harder. But none of these challenges would end up being the most challenging way he played Bedwars, and one soon-to-come series was about to change everything. September 23rd, 2017. That was the day that would go down in history for starting one of the hardest Bedwars challenges in history. Technoblade would upload a video of him getting a 500 Bedwars win streak, completely shattering the old Bedwars win streak world record. This video would come to accumulate over 1 million views to this day. After making this already impressive achievement, Technoblade decided he wasn't going to stop there. He was going for 600 next, with his overall goal being 1,000 win streak in Bedwars. He was so powerful that not even the hackers could defeat him. But you might be wondering, how could Technoblade achieve such a massive achievement by himself? Well, the answer to that is, he didn't. You see, the best strategic and safest way of playing Bedwars at the time was Bedwars 4s, because you had a whole team at all times to back you up. In Techno's case, he created a team of old Blitz players who were very skilled at Minecraft to help them in this journey. Now there was always a risk. Anytime they played, they could always lose the streak to a hacker or game sniper. Even though they weren't streaming, there was always the people who would track when they were played just to try and stop them. This is what ended up making the win streak so stressful for Techno, as despite his skill, there was always room for something to go wrong. Around this time is when Simon Hypixel took notice of this challenge and raised the stakes even higher with a $2,500 Hypixel credit prize pool for Techno's fans if he got to 1,000 consecutive wins. This made it even more stressful for Techno to win, as he knew if he lost he wouldn't only be letting himself down, he would be letting his fans down. So it was time for Technoblade to finish the grind to the 1,000 Bedwars win streak. Over the next few videos, Technoblade gathered the great Bedwars squad together and they began to fight harder than they have ever fought before, going from 600 to 700, 700 to 800, and even 800 to 900. They faced many challenges. These challenges mostly consisted of them having to fight hackers in the game, which is no easy task because they're literally cheating. Nonetheless, they stopped the hackers and the win streak went from 900 to 1,000.
1,000 boys.
This win streak was one of Technoblade's greatest accomplishments, and it really solidified him as a household name in the Minecraft community. But he couldn't have done it without his team of legends. This achievement was the start of a new era for Technoblade. Sure, for a while he continued with Bedwars as the main game he played, but soon it would be time for the third and most influential Hypixel minigame to come and take the crown. This, my friends, is Hypixel Skyblock.
I think Skyblock at its core is the ultimate challenge in resource management. You spawn on a tiny island in an empty universe. All you have is a tree, some supplies, and some dirt to stand on. You have to treasure every dirt block because if one falls into the void, there's no way to replace it. And as you carefully navigate your absurd circumstance, you gain a new appreciation for the few things you have as you meticulously use them to their fullest effect. With nothing but some ice, lava, and saplings, you slowly transform this empty expanse into a world of your very own. Skyblock teaches us that no matter how ridiculous the odds may seem, within us resides the power to overcome these challenges and achieve something beautiful. That one day, we'll look back at where we started and be amazed by how far we've come.
The launch of Hypixel Skyblock was probably one of the largest moments in online Minecraft history, not just because the game itself is great, but because it also broke Hypixel records. On June 13th, 2019, Skyblock immediately took over the entirety of Hypixel. Within 4 days, the game gained 10,000 plus concurrent players, and it caused Hypixel to restrict it to VIP players and above to prevent server crashes. This is the first time in years, if not ever, that Hypixel needed a server queue due to the overloading of players joining the server. Technoblade, after seeing this, immediately decided to do what he does best and become the king of the community. He already took over Blitz, Skywars, and Bedwars, so what was stopping him from becoming the king of Skyblock? The thing about Technoblade was he's very competitive when it comes to being the best at anything Minecraft. So for a seemingly uncompetitive game on Hypixel, Technoblade still brought his competitive spirit. Technoblade would go on to release several videos on Skyblock, but each video would have a new goal he needed to become the best at. It started with him just learning the basics, and over time, it would turn into him going into detail on some of the best Skyblock strategies. He also made videos of him creating his own challenges to flex on people, such as becoming the fastest player on Skyblock or learning to fly in Skyblock. These videos are all presented in narrative form, proving just how smart and strategic Technoblade can be.
We have permission to activate warp speed! Later, idiots! Later, idiots! See ya! Bye! Look at me. Look at them. They're getting...
After several months, Technoblade would end up getting the best armor and the best sword in the game at the time, leading to his break in Skyblock content for a while. Technoblade's journey through Skyblock really showed how smart of a player he was. It showed that there was more to his madness than just his PvP skill. He also had an incredible mind to go with it. But there were also many other battles around this time where both his PvP skill and intelligence would shine. Around the time of Technoblade making his Skyblock videos, there was something else massive going on within the Minecraft community. Back in 2019, the resurgence of Minecraft was beginning, with PewDiePie's Let's Play series blowing up and Call Me Carson's SMP Live series getting tons of live viewers within each stream. But nothing was as important as the event that brought the whole Minecraft creator community together. This is Minecraft Monday.
Everyone's childhood heroes are here, and I'm gonna stab all of them. Give me a second.
Are you actually killing Ninja?
I actually killed Ninja.
Bro, I'm dead. A stone axe. Technoblade just
Pooped.
on me, dude.
Get him. Oh no, wait, he just killed Skeppy. Die. Die, you idiot. Dan TDM. He's
You
gone.
killed that TDM.
Minecraft Monday began on June 24th, 2019, right in the middle of Minecraft's resurgence. It was a Minecraft tournament with all the big Minecraft influencers, and James Charles for some reason, competing in teams of 2 for the grand prize of $10,000 the first week, and $5,000 for every other week. As for Technoblade, despite being far under 1 million subscribers at the time, half of the influencers knew who he was, and knew he was a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, I've got a player tracker.
Technoblade.
Oh my Christ.
No, we run away from him.
As for the other half who didn't know who Techno was, they were soon going to learn that for themselves. You see, at the beginning of the event, it was only a Hunger Games event, which Technoblade excelled at. It was about time that everyone was about to learn and fear the name Technoblade.
Oh god, he's good!
I'm catching up. Got him.
You get
Get him. We won a game.
They know who's
We did it. Oh my god. Clout resurrected. Yes.
no armor. Why is he doing that?
You want to go in a bow fight with me?
After a long and close battle through the first day of Minecraft Monday, Technoblade and Shotgun Raids won the first $10,000. Techno then continued to win Minecraft Monday Week 2 with iBallistic Squid. It was joked that he could never team with the same person twice, as every teammate he had was either a weakness, or if they won, they were too powerful of a team. After Week 2, Minecraft Monday started going through many changes to try and make it more fair for everyone. But some of the changes seem to be more based towards nerfing Technoblade, such as a change on TNT Run to make it more luck-based. But besides this, Technoblade continued to win Minecraft Monday a total of 4 times, which is more than anyone else in the event. Despite all the competitiveness and issues surrounding Minecraft Monday, it was actually a really fun event for the whole Minecraft community. And while Technoblade did make a massive impact on Minecraft Monday with his skill, something else happened. Minecraft Monday actually had a giant impact on Technoblade. From his outstanding performance in Minecraft Monday, Technoblade became known across the entire Minecraft community. Minecraft Monday at one point reached 400,000 concurrent viewers across Twitch and YouTube, and had even more views on the videos posted afterwards. The whole Minecraft community knew what Minecraft Monday was, and from that, Technoblade spread across the whole community and not just Hypixel. This, combined with all of his skill and hard work, finally led to Technoblade hitting 1 million subscribers on YouTube. After being a YouTuber for 10 years and owning a Technoblade channel for 6, he finally hit one of the most important milestones in a YouTuber's career. But for Technoblade, there was something more special about this occasion. Most YouTubers, when they reach a huge milestone, like to do a face reveal, a trend followed by YouTube gamers for years. Technoblade saw this and decided to do a little bit differently. He thought it would be funny, instead of building up to a face reveal, he would build up to an elbow reveal. So for the past several years of his channel, Techno promised that at 1 million subscribers he would reveal his elbows to the world. He made efforts to hide his elbows wherever there may be a chance of them showing, until finally, it was time. Minecraft Monday also did something else incredible for Technoblade. Simon Hypixel promised that if Technoblade ever hit 10 million subscribers, he would give him the fabled pig rank on Hypixel. But during Minecraft Monday, Hypixel made the bet with Technoblade that if he won, they would give him pig rank. After Technoblade's huge win in Week 1, Hypixel promised to add a plus to the pig rank for every additional win he received. After his 4 incredible wins in the event, Technoblade earned the pig plus rank on Hypixel. What was so crazy about all this is that it all happened within the year 2019. If you didn't know, 2019 was the year of the pig, making it Technoblade's year 2. It was crazy how Technoblade was accomplishing all these incredible feats in such a short span of time, but it really showed how skilled he was. Technoblade had finally made it big. But then, something big happened. Something unexpected. November 13th, 2019. Technoblade would upload a new video on his YouTube channel starring the beginning of the Great Potato War. Several months prior, while Minecraft Monday was in its prime, Technoblade decided to continue his antics in Hypixel Skyblock by farming potatoes. Hypixel Skyblock has stats for how many items you've collected, and Technoblade noticed he was already top 50 in potatoes. Now because Technoblade was as competitive as he decided he was going to be the #1 potato farmer in all of Hypixel Skyblock. Well, he decided to start this long and intensive war of potato farming by consulting The Art of War, a book by Sun Tzu to learn how to come out victorious.
In The Art of War, Sun Tzu says, if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles.
Technoblade came to find that he actually did have one competitor for #1 potato farmer, and his name was I'm a Squid Kid. I'm a Squid Kid at the beginning of the war was a small YouTuber / streamer who bragged about how he was the #1 potato farmer. Technoblade found him on the Hypixel forums, and after some research found that he was extremely dedicated to keeping his status as #1 potato farmer.
This man made 8 Potato 11 minions, and then he painted the Mona Lisa!
After seeing this, Technoblade said to himself,
If I wanted to defeat a man that had descended into potato madness, I would have to take his insanity and triple it.
So Techno began to not only strategize how to defeat Squid Kid, he went to extremes no other player has ever gone before. From his careful planning and strategizing, Technoblade created the Potato Dome, the most mathematically perfect potato farm in all of Hypixel Skyblock. Creating the Potato Dome alone, it brought Techno to number 20 on the leaderboard, but it wasn't enough. Next, Technoblade found a critical flaw in Squid Kid's potato farm. His minions were too close together, but since this flaw is only present when someone was on the island, Squid Kid hadn't noticed the flaw, so Technoblade took this opportunity as an opportunity of sabotage. This was war. Technoblade was now in the top 10 potato farmers and was gaining momentum rapidly, despite Squid Kid growing suspicious of Technoblade's ults AFKing on his island. Technoblade continued strategizing, continued to sabotage, and continued to go even more insane with potato farming until finally, he was ranked #2 on potato farming. Technoblade was about to win. All he needed to do was keep farming and keep sabotaging when all of a sudden, Technoblade's ults were under investigation. Someone got suspicious of the alt account and called in a helper to investigate. They had a hunch that it was one of Squid Kid's ults when it was actually just Technoblade in disguise. Out of good sportsmanship, Technoblade decided to warn Squid Kid.
But the police are after you, man. I need names. You gotta be careful, man. Anyways, I'm gonna go AFK now.
In the end, however, it didn't matter. Technoblade eventually took the crown anyway and became the #1 potato farmer in all of Hypixel Skyblock.
What do you want? Your potato rank 1 spot is now mine. He's checking.
You see, from the Potato War, Technoblade proved how smart he truly is. Not only using math and numbers to help lead himself to win, but also by consulting Sun Tzu's ancient tactics to achieve victory as the #1 potato farmer. But even with this victory in hand, the Potato War was actually far from over, and this was just the beginning. But before we get to that, we need to talk about a server called SMP Earth.
What is SMP Earth?
SMP Earth was a Minecraft SMP server created by the British YouTuber Wilbur Soot. SMP Earth was created on November 22nd, 2019 and was the successor of SMP Live. SMP Earth was just like SMP Live in the fact that it was a huge collaboration between a bunch of Minecraft creators, except one thing stood out about it. SMP Earth was, as its name suggests, a Minecraft recreation of the Earth. But what did SMP Earth have to do with Technoblade? Well, Technoblade was one of the 135 members who were on the server. He created his start in the server by starting the Antarctic Empire faction, with his teammates Philza and VoiceOver Pete. But it wasn't long before Technoblade would do something big to leave his mark on the entire server. On November 29th, 2019, only a week after the server was created, Technoblade literally took over the world of SMP Earth. In SMP Earth, there was a feature where you could claim territory for your faction that other people could not edit. Technoblade found an exploit with the system. He found that with the autofill feature turned on, all he would need to do was circle the whole entire map to claim the whole world. Now of course the admins of the server tried to stop him, because a move like this on the Antarctic Empire would cause mayhem across the entire server. But this didn't stop Technoblade and Philza, as they claimed what looked like a solid 75% of the entire map.
Ladies and gentlemen, Antarctic world domination.
Antarctic Empire.
Now you may be wondering why Technoblade decided to do this. Well, because as he says himself,
Yeah, it'll be funny, Josh. Come on.
after the Antarctic Empire's world domination, Wilbur himself held a trial against a faction. While world domination at the time wasn't against any server rules, the jury came to the conclusion that world domination would be a war crime. In return, the Antarctic Empire came to an agreement that they would unclaim all their territory and return to Antarctica. From that point on, world domination became an official no-no in the SMP Earth server.
If we could all just have a look on map.smpearth.com. Antarctic Empire owns quite a lot. This isn't against any server rules, but I'm happy to say it probably is a war crime.
Why he float? How?
Oh, he's just vibing.
I am here.
Honestly, they did not break any rules, so I would just let them off the hook if they just unclaim all their land.
Who's watching Family Guy in the background?
The copyright trial is next.
Watching Big Bang Theory, funny moments.
Oh my god, stop it.
But other than world domination, Technoblade was also known for his war against another British YouTuber on the server, Tommy Innit. It all started when Tommy Innit was paid to kill Technoblade's teammate Philza. After failing to eliminate Phil, Tommy accidentally declared war by destroying part of the Antarctic Empire's bridge. This was the official start of the war between the Antarctic Empire and Business Bay. The war started off with the Antarctic Empire, an alliance with Wilbur Soot, to destroy Tommy's precious bridge until he would agree to sign a written peace treaty between the Antarctic Empire and Business Bay. After the treaty was written, Tommy's arrogance quickly led to another disagreement between the two factions, as he was not willing to sign. The war would continue when Tommy would challenge Technoblade to a duel in the Antarctic Empire. After Techno defeated him, he requested to move into the middle of the desert, though it was quickly discovered that Tommy created a pit trap to try and trick Techno into falling into it. This would lead into a long battle between the two factions and their allies, known as the Battle of the Pit.
I'm on half a...
He's going in the pit. Oh my goodness. Wait, how did he die so fast? You guys want to have like a big battle? And this is how I 1v3.
Get out of
this
here.
is how I 1v3.
No.
Die. Death.
Time out.
There's no timeouts. I have Depth Strider, you boomer. What happened to Sylvie?
Stop! You're such a nerd. I don't have any apples left. No.
Don't let her fly away. No. No! Shoot her down!
Whoa,
And the battle is over.
Finally, after admitting defeat, Tommy agreed to sign a peace treaty back at Business Bay, where he would continue to disagree with the terms. Eventually, due to pressure from the Antarctic Empire and their allies, Tommy agreed to sign the treaty and the war was finally over.
It says here, Condition 5, Technoblade must be referred to as an alpha male at all times. I am amazed the chat didn't snitch. I was like, sign, hurry up before the chat sells me.
This treaty would be known as the Treaty of the Pit, one of the most important moments in SMP Earth history. With the war coming to a close, it wasn't long for the server to follow. SMP Earth officially retired on April 11th, 2020, after 142 days of being run. Unlike the server, however, SMP Earth led to long-lasting friendships between many of the YouTubers in the community. While Technoblade, Tommy Innit, Wilbur Soot, Philza, and many other YouTubers of the SMP Earth server went back to creating their own videos. Their friendships continued to last long after. Little did they know that their journey together as Minecraft creators was about to change, with the start of the biggest Minecraft SMP of all time. But before we get to that story, we first need to discuss how the Great Potato War is going. March 7th, 2020, a legend returns to Hypixel Skyblock. After Technoblade dethroned SquidKid back in November, SquidKid vowed that it was not the end, and that he would one day take back his spot as the #1 potato farmer. So what did Techno do? Well, nothing. Until 3 days later, when Techno found that SquidKid was up to something. You see, after Technoblade's massive victory against SquidKid, SquidKid began to start a revolution, creating a guild of goons who would gather what he needed with the purpose of defeating Techno and regaining his spot as #1. It was clear that action needed to be taken, but how?
Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt.
Technoblade started off by committing to secrecy, closing the Potato Dome and hiring goons to help him in his efforts. To throw Squid Kid off his path, Technoblade started uploading his SMP Earth series to YouTube, as he knew Squid would be watching. With his secrets secured, it was time for Technoblade to begin his mission of protecting his throne at number 1, and it all started with unlocking the 24th minion slot. Technoblade paid his goons to gather all the needed resources to make the 24th minion slot. In the meantime, he would go to collect some of the needed resources himself. After gaining the 24th minion slot, he was now making 1,067,000 potatoes a day. Next, Technoblade and his goons then went on a long search for all the needed materials to make the 24 flycatchers for his minions, an item that would increase minion speed by 10%. At this time, Techno discovered that Squid was in the middle of exam season at college, so Techno had the upper hand for a while. It took them about a month of gathering the materials until finally, on Christmas Eve, Technoblade had finally done it. Now Technoblade was making 1,129,075 potatoes a day. Not too long after, both Squid Kid and Technoblade achieved the best possible automated farm, and all they could do next was farm manually. At the time, Squid Kid ended up farming about 1 million potatoes by hand, while Technoblade farmed about 5 million. Technoblade had a total lead of 22 millions by this point, and it was clear that he had achieved the lead. But there was still one more strategy Technoblade had up its sleeve. With the introduction of the pet update, Hypixel added the rabbit pet to Skyblock, which has a special ability to increase farming experience. But as it turns out, the rabbit pet also had a secret ability that only legendary variants had, which can boost farming minion speeds from up to 30%. As of uploading that video, Technoblade's rabbit pet was brought to level 96, earning him up to 1,586,452 potatoes a day, thus solidifying his lead in the war. With this episode of the Potato War coming to a conclusion, it was still certain that the war was still not over. In fact, there was only one episode to go now before the whole war would come to an epic conclusion. But before we can get to that, there was one more event happening during the Potato War. It was known as Minecraft Championship. If you remember tuning in for the Minecraft Monday streams back in the day, you would remember Minecraft Championship as Minecraft Monday's direct predecessor. Except Minecraft Championship ran much better and had a full team of very talented server developers. Now, Minecraft Championship wasn't as important when it came to Technoblade's influence. Minecraft Championship was more for a Technoblade would come to meet some of his closest friends in the coming years. Technoblade would not only come to meet many more YouTubers in this event, but strengthen his bond between many of his existing friends like Wilbur, Tommy, Filza, and more. Usually a competitive event of this magnitude would be all about winning for Techno, but with how varied the competition was, it was hard to win every time. So Minecraft Championship became the event known not only for amazing gameplay, but amazing friendships and moments that would last a lifetime.
Oh, that's lava! Oh, I'm burning. I'm burning.
I just placed TNT! Kill him. You can do it. Kill that last person. Stab him. Stab it. You jumped in.
Jump around it. Jump around it. Oh, he's got the strength. How much is my life worth? Just so I can sort of judge, you know, if there's a...
I can make 2 diamond swords.
I'd like to thank Wilbur for carrying. Look at his point.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Just killed a woman. Feeling good.
What was that? Wilbur, you are not earning enough points to get away with being like this.
Technoblade, please stand by for the game to begin, dickhead.
Do I hear first try? First try part 2, first try part 3, and first try part 4, boys.
And hey, during its running, Technoblade managed to win 2 Minecraft championships as well. The first time he won was with Wilbur, Tommy, and Filza, who all played an amazing game besides Wilbur dying at the beginning of Skyblock, creating some funny moments and great plays. The Purple Pandas won Minecraft Championship number 4.
Yes! We win Minecraft Championships!
In the second game, Technoblade played with Dream, King Burn, and Michael Mitchell. Being on a team with Dream, who is one of the best Minecraft players alongside Technoblade, this became one of the craziest teams in Minecraft Monday history. destroying the rest of the competition with some of the best gameplay, the Pink Parrots played one of the best games of Minecraft Championship in history.
Come on.
Thank you, Dream!
But again, Minecraft Championship wasn't important because of who won each tournament. It was important because it was an event that brought the whole Minecraft community closer together. In Techno's case, he came to meet so many new YouTubers and friends that would soon come to find that their relationships as creators would go far past a single Minecraft event. But wait, don't you want to know what happened with the Potato War? What came to be the longest video of the Potato War yet would also come to be the third and final video in the series. After 1 year of endless battling for the #1 spot as a potato farmer, it was time to end it once and for all. It started off with Technoblade explaining some of the hidden features of the rabbit pet, one of which Squid Kid did not know of. It was a feature where if multiple players on an island had a rabbit pet, the boost would come from the person who was on the longest, not the most powerful. This allowed Technoblade to sabotage Squid Kid's rabbit pet boost by AFKing on the island on an alt, without Squid Kid ever knowing. Eventually, Squid Kid found out about the sabotage, so he closed his island after finding out about the rabbit pet priority. Little did he know this would also help Technoblade, as it would ultimately remove the boost his farming crystal would provide from someone being active on his island at all times. Technoblade was truly the master of sabotage. But now it's time for the second part of Technoblade's master plan. Farming pumpkins? From farming pumpkins, Technoblade would be able to significantly increase his farming level. He also used this as an opportunity to level up multiple rabbit pets to give to his goons in the case his account ever got kicked off his island while he was AFK. And now with farming level 50 achieved, it was time for Technoblade to activate his next plan, farming potatoes by hand. After finding multiple methods to make farming manually more efficient, including a way to use his minions to semi-automate replanting, Technoblade got to work farming 410,000 potatoes manually per day. Technoblade found out how to completely break Squid Kid's methods, gaining him a 5 million potato lead. And now with Techno and Squid announcing the official end goal of 500 million potatoes, the end was near. Until
June 6th, things go very wrong!
Hypixel added a new enchantment to Skyblock that completely automated replanting of crops after they are harvested, and an item that automatically compacts items in your inventory. Now you may think that this is a good thing for Technoblade, but what it actually did was make his current system of farming useless, while buffing Squid Kid's method entirely where he could catch up to Techno in just a matter of days. So how was Technoblade going to combat this? The only way Techno knew how. Just farm more potatoes. Technoblade expanded his potato farm over the course of 25 hours and got straight to farming potatoes for hours on end until finally, it happened. Technoblade won the Potato War.
We win these!
With 500 million potatoes farmed, the war was finally over. But how did Technoblade do this? Well, as Sun Tzu once said,
all war is deception.
Technoblade hid what his true potato count was at the end of his second video, hiding where he truly was standing. He purposefully left out all of the uncollected potatoes from his minions, as well as keeping his secret bug from the rabbit pet hidden that actually boosted his potato output per day. So after farming for 11 hours a day, it was finally over, and Technoblade was officially the Potato King of Hypixel Skyblock.
All men can see the tactics whereby I conquer, but what none can see is the strategy out of which victory is evolved. Sun Tzu, The Art of War.
Wow, that was a lot to take in. So let's take a break to talk about a smaller but also important event in the history of Technoblade, Minecraft Ultimate. July 25th, 2020. Minecraft Ultimate was a Minecraft charity tournament held between 200 different Minecraft YouTubers. Originally, Technoblade wasn't supposed to be a part of this tournament, but his friends, Calvin and Nestoro, had two of their teammates drop out at the last minute, so they asked Technoblade to sub in. But as you may know, Technoblade isn't the average Minecraft player, so when the tournament organizers got word of this, to keep it fair, Technoblade would have to count as two players and sub in for both dropouts. Techno, of course, thought this was hilarious and agreed. Technoblade, however, had a plan to win. As I said before, this was a charity event, where the viewers could donate money to give their favorite player a lucky block. A lucky block is essentially a loot crate of random items that could help your team. So as Technoblade said,
But if I could raise enough money for orphans, well, one man in diamond armor is worth 2 in iron.
this plan plus Technoblade literally being the main character of every story was enough to give their team a valid chance of winning the event, even while being one player down. So what happened next, you may ask? Well, I would recommend getting your popcorn ready, as this is what happens when you put Technoblade into any Minecraft PvP tournament ever.
They're pulling us closer. Got him! Got him!
Folded.
Dude!
I
got
got
it.
catch.
One hit. Got him! Yes!
They're falling. I cannot
Got
shoot
him.
this.
Please.
Oh no!
If they kill us, I got him.
Oh no! Attack now! Run! Oh god! Oh my!
Oh, that poor man. Well, you know what? He had a family, but you know who didn't have a family? The orphans being helped by the Miracle Foundation. Donate food, Lucky Block. Techno chill. No.
On top of the pay-to-win gameplay with Technoblade and his teammates' combined skill, they were simply just obliterating the competition. Just like Technoblade likes to obliterate those orphans, Technoblade, Calvin, and Exnastora were truly the dream team, combining not only their PvP skills, but also using the Technoplane to their advantage. They were taking over the whole tournament, but it wouldn't be long before the other players would come up with a plan to stop them. Right before the end of the tournament, the remaining players grouped up at the deathmatch. Their plan was simple: stop Technoblade from winning at all costs. And so, the final battle began.
Guys, they don't have a lot of items. We might be able to do this.
Poland's almost dead. He's so low.
Poland down.
I don't have any more arrows.
Go, 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 yes!
They're all bunched up. I want a TNT. Get the boots. Get the boots.
Golden apples, anyone?
There's boots on the ground. The final boss.
The boss is never ending.
Oh, it's Tommy.
Tommy, no.
I'm sorry, Tommy. It's Akinsoft. Go back to Skyblock. A game that I don't play myself, so I can say that. It's Bad Boy Halo. He's dead. He's dead. I have 45 kills. We keep going.
But it wasn't long before the true victor would come out victorious.
He logged out. He logged out. No.
Despite the huge disadvantage, Technoblade's team still won by a landslide, securing their 116 kill win. As for the money, they earned a total of $36,000 for charity, with nearly a third coming from Techno's team alone. But now with the event over, there was still one more thing to cover.
Wait, no, I said I'd adopt a small orphan child if I won. Wait, no, that was a bit. That was, no, please, chat. It was a joke. It was a joke, chat. Please, don't retweet it.
Minecraft Ultimate still wasn't the biggest battle of Technoblade's career. You see, at the time of this event, the Minecraft YouTuber Dream was rising to fame exponentially. Remember when I said Dream was one of the best Minecraft players alongside Techno? Well, there was one question at the time that had been left unanswered. Who would win in a duel between Dream and Technoblade? Dream, a famous Minecraft YouTuber who quickly rose to fame from his viral Minecraft manhunt videos and his exceptional skills at Minecraft speedrunning. Before Dream grew to fame on YouTube, Technoblade was known as the best Minecraft player when it came to overall wit and PvP skills. Now that Dream was rising to fame, however, it became a debate of who was truly the better player at Minecraft. There had to be something that would decide this, and there was. The YouTuber MrBeast, no introduction needed, decided to host a competition between Technoblade and Dream for $100,000. It would be a duel of 10 rounds to decide who was truly better at PvP. 5 of each of the 10 rounds would be on one of the players' preferred versions, 1.8 or 1.16. This was due to the massive combat difference between each version and how both players were better at different versions. Techno was better at 1.8 combat, while Dream was better with 1.16 combat. So now you might be wondering how the duel went. Well, let's see it from Techno's perspective. It started with 1.8 combat. Technoblade decides to stall Dream until he can get the height advantage. You see, having a height advantage in Minecraft isn't about being higher than the other player, it's about being lower. If you are lower than the other player, you have an easier time landing hits on them. This is because your hit range starts from the player's eyes. Or as Technoblade says himself,
because the base of a right triangle is shorter than the hypotenuse. Stay in school, kids. It makes you better at PvP.
This single advantage led to Technoblade winning the first fight and him getting the first point. It's a second round, in 1.16 now. Not much happens other than Technoblade using the fabled crafting table strategy on Dream. Technoblade played a little more defensive as they traded hits until Dream eventually pulled through and won the second round, bringing the score to 1-1. Now on to the third round and they're back to 1.8. Dream nearly immediately gets a health advantage as Techno stalls for a while. They exchange a few arrow shots and fishing rod hits until eventually, Technoblade goes in and kills Dream with just half a heart left, ending the round with a 2-1 score.
Techno!
That was so close.
My heart!
Fourth round now and on to 1.16 again. Technoblade gets a little distracted with sharing the logs until eventually the exchange begins. Techno gets hit twice but heals both times, when Dream suddenly goes in for the full offense. Techno then gets a health advantage as Dream tries to get away. Techno chases after him and starts to exchange hits until eventually, Technoblade wins his first round in 1.16 with a score of 3-1. On to the fifth round with 1.8 once again, and they are pretty even for most of the round with Techno having a slight health advantage. Technoblade gets a little confident and goes in for the kill, but Dream gets some good fishing rod hits and pulls the round back, bringing the score back to a 3-2. Round 6, 7, and 8 ended up being pretty standard rounds, so I'm just going to speed through them as Techno did. In round 6, Dream won with a good axe crit and brought the score to a tied 3-3. Round 7, Technoblade gets a height advantage against Dream, but Dream escapes quickly. Dream messes up his movement and Techno wins with a score of 4-3. Round 8, Techno gets a lead with a good axe hit and a good bow shot. But Dream quickly comes back with a good axe crit and wins a round with a score of 4-4. Round 9 now and 2 rounds to go. So far it looks like Dream and Techno are going to tie in the duel. Dream gets the advantage of knocking Techno down to 7 hearts, but in a flash of inspiration, Techno remembers his knowledge of ancient China, using one of the pillars to escape Dream like King Zhang did in one of his assassinations in 227 BC. Techno quickly regenerates to full health and wins the next fight, bringing the score to 5-4. Now it's the final round, and Techno realizes that if he wants to win the duel, he has to defeat all odds and beat Dream in his very own version. This match feels like a reflection on the duel as a whole, with references and similarities to other rounds. Techno messing with the logs again and not giving Dream the height advantage, and Dream using the ancient tactics of King Zhang. After a few axe crits and bow shots, it was time for Dream and Techno to begin the final exchange. All the fights leading up to this point, all the twists, turns, and tricks that led to this final fight. Who would end victorious?
Oh my... Bro, I can't believe this.
Well, in the end, Technoblade ended up bringing back the duel with a score of 6-4, winning Mr. Beast's $100,000.
Oh, I did it. I did it.
I
did it.
Congratulations.
I'm genuinely...
You just won $100,000.
I genuinely cannot process this.
But the duel with Dream wasn't the end of Technoblade and Dream. You see, the duel with Dream was just the beginning of their new friendship, leading to one of the biggest parts of Technoblade's entire career. Dream would eventually invite Techno to his very own SMP, the Dream SMP. The Dream SMP, known today as the most influential Minecraft SMP to date. Being the predecessor to SMP Live and SMP Earth, Dream SMP was created on April 24th, 2020 and quickly rose to become something new and revolutionary. It started as just a small SMP for Dream and his friends to mess around and play the game, but quickly became the hotspot for some of Minecraft's most in-depth storytelling. But you might be wondering where Technoblade came into all of this. Well, it all started with the story of L'Manberg. Once upon a time, there was a nation named L'Manberg, a nation created from revolution, tyranny, betrayal, and eventually, freedom.
Yo! Suck it, green boy!
This nation was created by fellow streamers Wilbur Soot and Tommy Innit, who eventually held an election to decide the nation's official leader. But disaster struck when President Schlatt was elected, exiling Tommy and Wilbur from the nation and turning the nation into a shell of what it was supposed to be. Wilbur and Tommy recruited Technoblade as their anarchist ally, as they planned to destroy what was now Manberg and take it back from Schlatt. With Nihachu and Tubbo on the side as spies, it looked like their plan was going to work, until Technoblade got an invite to what would be known as the Red Festival. Everything was going to plan. Tommy and Wilbur were hiding out in the distance waiting for the code phrase from Tubbo in his commencement speech, when disaster struck. Schlatt found out about Tubbo's betrayal and ordered Technoblade to execute him on sight. This led to Technoblade killing Tubbo to avoid suspicion, but at the same time killing all other attendees of the festival in true anarchist fashion. What he found from this was not failure, it was actually proof that Manberg was not as united as he originally thought. So the revolution took new recruits straight from Manberg as they planned their final attack on the nation. The day came as Technoblade showed the revolution to his vault of supplies. They all geared up and started to descend into Manberg when they were ambushed, and the war began. After minutes of fighting, eventually the revolution cornered the nation of Manberg and came to a standoff with President Schlatt. Upon the arguing, President Schlatt had a heart attack and died suddenly, ending the revolution in victory. But the battle was not yet over. The revolution decided to take back control of Manberg and reenact the government. Technoblade was not happy about this, as all he saw was history repeating itself once again. So he revolted by killing everyone there.
Everyone, the government ends here! The government ends here! I'll kill it myself! Death to tyrants!
Are we not talking about where's Phil? Where's Will?
But little did they know that while all of this was happening, disaster would be building right underneath their feet.
There was a saying, Phil, by a traitor. It was never meant to be.
Oh my god, you didn't. Oh my god!
What?
What's happening?
What?
Manberg is gone, Pugs!
Wilbur was slain by
Phil's just killed him.
Stop now, Techno.
You stay right over there, Tommy.
Technoblade gave a speech about how as an anarchist, he's not going to stand by and watch his nation of Nala Manberg would fall back into tyranny. And so as he stood there in glory, ready to make his next move, he said these famous words directly to Tommy Innit.
You want to be a hero, Tommy? Then die like one!
I'm gone! I'm gone!
There's multiple of us.
Where is it? Where? I'm gone! I'm gone!
Oh!
We've got to kill it!
Get him! Stop, Techno!
You think I'm just gonna let you kill the Withers?
Your son is called the Orphan Obliterator! Tommy! Techno!
Death!
What happened from this point on goes down as one of the most important moments in Dream SMP history. This was the point that Technoblade solidified himself as one of the most powerful people in the entire server. He was not on anyone's team, but rather a neutral anarchist who only allies with people when it benefits his anarchist beliefs. This was not the end for him, however, as after this stunt he would be exiled to the Snowlands where he would build his new home away from everyone else. He would eventually team up with Dream to even destroy the Manberg once again, this time ending the nation for good, making it no more than a simple crater in the ground.
The world will be better. The world will be better without the government!
Afterwards, Technoblade would go on to make a group called the Syndicate with his newfound friends, Felza, Ranbu, and Nihachu. Technoblade did all sorts of shenanigans with these friends, nearly going to the end, experimenting with Ranbu's newfound powers, and many more adventures. Now that the revolution is over, the fighting could finally come to an end. The Dream SMP was one of the biggest parts in Technoblade's career. Being in the series alone managed to carry his YouTube channel to immense amounts of popularity he had never seen before. Finally surpassing 5 million subscribers, Technoblade was well on his way to achieving his dream of 10 million subscribers, and earned their official pig rank on Hypixel. Technoblade was at the top of his career, and it seemed like everything could only keep going up. But then, Technoblade disappeared. He would stop uploading for a few months. No one knew where he went, as there was no explanation for why he left. It's not rare for Technoblade to take random hiatuses from YouTube, but something was ominous about this one. Now that he dropped out of college, there was no real reason for him to just disappear again. But on August 27th, 2021, we got an answer. But it was not an answer any of us were ready to hear.
So in the last few days of July, I noticed that my right arm was starting to hurt a decent amount, and I thought my best guess was that it was some kind of repetitive stress injury. I took a few days to rest my arm, and it really didn't feel any better after that. And so after a few days of that, I looked at myself in the mirror, and I noticed that my right shoulder was starting to swell like crazy, and I was like, oh my god. The next day, August 2nd, I headed over to the doctor to see what was wrong, and they ran a couple of scans, and then they came back and they told me that the reason my arm hurts is because I have cancer.
Technoblade had cancer. This was certainly the news that none of us were expecting. Just a few months ago he was perfectly fine, and now he suddenly had one of the scariest diseases to have. Technoblade, despite his situation, had high hopes for the future. Even though he had a tumor growing in his right shoulder, he was confident in the amazing doctors he had. And on top of that, who could forget that Technoblade never dies? The type of cancer Technoblade got is called sarcoma, an uncommon group of cancers which arise in the bones and connective tissue such as fat and muscle. After being diagnosed with sarcoma, Technoblade had started chemotherapy to help battle the cancer. Beyond chemo, he even had to get surgery to remove the tumor-filled muscles. Through all the surgery and physical therapy he needed afterwards, things were looking up. But Technoblade had one more plan to battle cancer.
Guys, we're here to play the greatest mod in Minecraft history.
Technoblade's battle with cancer stretched far beyond himself. Technoblade decided that if he was going to beat cancer, he was going to beat all of cancer. So in February of the next year, the Minecrafters vs. Cancer Foundation was started, a charity to raise money for research towards sarcoma. Tons and tons of Minecraft YouTubers decided to join in on this charity, to try and raise as much money as they could for sarcoma in the month of February alone. As of writing this script, they have earned a total of $168,141.
Wilbur has made his choice.
Oh my god!
Congratulations on your choices.
Fuck you, bitch!
No! I saw freedom! I look freedom in the eyes!
I'm gonna try it. Oh my god!
Through all of the charity donations, the streamers aren't the only ones we need to thank for supporting Technoblade. In the middle of Technoblade's battle, the community were the ones who donated so much money. On top of all the donations, the community would show their enormous support for Techno in many other ways, such as spreading awareness, creating fan art, and even wearing ribbons to show their partnership alongside Technoblade in these hard times. On top of all of this, the community helped Technoblade reach his biggest achievement. Back in the beginning of 2021, Technoblade said that 2021 was going to be the year he hit 10 million subscribers. And with only a few days left of the year, Technoblade made a YouTube ad asking for subscribers as a last effort to reach this goal. As of the time of making this ad, Technoblade was at 9.8 million subscribers. With only a few days left in December, there was uncertainty if he was going to make it. But sure enough, on New Year's Eve, he had done it. Technoblade finally hit 10 million subscribers after his 12-year journey on YouTube. It goes without a doubt to say that Technoblade was officially a YouTube legend. He finally was able to achieve his 10 million subscriber plaque and acquire a pig rank on Hypixel permanently. But in the end, Technoblade was a legend. His entire story of how he grew to fame and everything he did to do it is nothing short of legendary. All the videos he made, all the people he met, all the stories he created had led to this point, and it sure was a legendary milestone to hit. Now with it being June of 2022, Technoblade had one more battle to defeat. With the results of the surgery looking bright, it was time for Technoblade to take on the final boss and to finally beat Cancer once and for all. But as we all know, that's not what actually happened. With how strong Technoblade seemingly was, we had no doubt in our minds that he was going to come out of this thing victorious. But as that fateful day struck the calendars, June 30th, 2022, the real fate of Technoblade was about to come to light.
Hi, I'm Technoblade's dad. He wrote a message and he asked me to read it to all of you. Hello everyone, Technoblade here. If you're watching this, I am dead.
After about 11 months of battling cancer, Technoblade had lost his final battle. Immediately after the release of the video at 9:30 PM EST on June 30th, the entire internet grieved together for what was literally hours. So many creators, fans, and colleagues of Technoblade came out to give their condolences and remember some of the best things about him. With no doubt that Technoblade's death shook the entire internet for a few days, weeks, maybe even a month. Tons of videos started flooding the internet, all with the same intentions to commemorate one of the greatest legends in Minecraft YouTube history. Thousands of Minecraft fans started posting tweets, fan arts, and even cosplays of the famous YouTuber in remembrance of his legacy. Simon Hypixel himself came out with a month-long event where you could sign a book of condolences in Hypixel, and it would later be turned into a real-life book. Now in Hypixel, there permanently stands a shrine to remember the true king of Hypixel, the Pig King himself. On top of all of these things that the community did for Techno, Mojang themselves even stepped in to pay their tributes, updating the Minecraft launcher to give the pig in the thumbnail a crown, remembering what once was and still is probably the greatest Minecraft YouTuber of all time. It's no doubt that the internet had so much respect and love for the YouTuber, whose real name is now known to be Alex. Alex was truly an amazing human being who grew up one of the most amazing fan bases on the internet. Alex also had some of the best family and friends any human can ask for. These friends whom he met through his journey through YouTube stuck by his side no matter what, and were always there to support him through a seemingly endless battle with cancer. So I think it's only fair that before we end this video, we hear some kind words from the amazing friends and family of Technoblade.
Hello everyone, Technoblade here. If you're watching this, I am dead. So let's sit down and have one final chat. My real name is Alex. I had one of my siblings call me Dave one time in a deleted video from 2016, and it was one of the most successful pranks we've ever done. Sorry for selling out so much in the past year, but thanks to everyone that bought hoodies, plushies, and channel memberships. My siblings are going to college. Well, if they want to. I don't want to put any dead brother peer pressure on them. But that's all from me. Thank you all for supporting my content over the years. If I had another 100 lives, I think I would choose to be Technoblade again every single time, as those were the happiest years of my life. I hope you guys enjoyed my content and that I made some of you laugh. And I hope you all go on to live long, prosperous, and happy lives. Because I love you guys. Technoblade out. Alex, you don't have to do anything else. You've done so much for so many people. Millions of people. And if you want to now, you can rest.
Hi, I'm here with Technoblade's dad. We were sitting around the couch last night, just talking, telling stories and talking about techno and memories and everything.
Something that I've been dealing with a lot of in the last few months is grief. People ask me all the time how I'm doing, and the thing I found my way to say that seems to really capture it in just a few words is that every day has laughter and every day has tears.
The first message I ever sent to Technoblade, any interaction I ever had with him, was me trying to like Trojan horse my way into Minecraft Monday to team with Techno.
And then I'm watching him 1v1 some guy, and it's like, huh. And then he 1v1s the next guy, and it's like, huh. And then the next guy, and it's like, well, he's still got 10 hearts, and 3 guys are dead. And eventually I asked him, I was like, Alex, do they know you're there? We'd play TF2 and he would be like MVP and like his score was twice what the other team's score all summed together was. I was like, wow. And he would be like, oh, I did so bad. He was the most amazing kid anyone could ever ask for. I miss Technoblade. Thank you to all of you for everything. You meant a lot to him. Hi everyone, Mr. Technodad here. I'm here to tell you about the One of Us Global Foundation. This foundation represents the next step, but I'm going to focus for a moment on a guy named Technoblade, who you may have heard of. Hey everybody, Mr. Technodad here. Thank you everyone for coming, especially thank you to all of our creators. I love you guys, you're awesome. And everyone who's watching, I love you guys too. Today is a big day for a charity. I am following in my son's footsteps in terms of Minecraft charity events. I taught him so much and he taught me so much, so I'm excited. He was a lot of things to a lot of people, but first of all, he was my boy. He pursued his career as a Minecraft YouTuber through middle school, high school, and beyond.
Look, they're ahead of. They're like crushing us. How? How are they crushing us?
So we have to cheat faster.
Go!
Wait. I was gonna ask you to put me in team 2 so I could pretend to have joined their team and infiltrate them from the inside. Do it.
But you drilled a hole in it, remember?
Oh god, I did drill a hole in it.
Wait, oh no. They're beating the shit out of me on server 2, guys. I have no idea. Oh my god.
The thing that was most gratifying to me was just how many people spoke about him as like a source of inspiration, a source of strength, something that helped them get through a difficult time. And the last few years have had a lot of difficult times for a lot of people.
Whoa! Whoa! Everyone, you have new soil. Yes, okay, quick, place water. You have to place water. Oh god.
I figured it out!
What the fuck, Tubbo?
I figured it out!
This is boggers! This is boggers!
That's fucking boggers.
Another thing that I've learned lately, as I began to engage more with Alex's audience on, for example, Reddit, people seemed to respond to a lot of the things that I had to say. And when I came across someone who was in distress or just feeling bad about themselves, and I helped them to redirect their thinking, to see what was positive in what they were doing, to help them find within themselves the things that they felt were missing, only to discover that they were in there all along, that is just a great feeling. And I want to do more of that.
As Mr. Technodad said, the idea really grew out of the amazing fundraising that Technoblade and his colleagues were able to do. And we felt that a foundation would allow us to coordinate and harness these resources in a way that could generate long-term enduring impact for our world.
Well, you guys are still in first place, so you gotta be doing something right.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm just worried about losing it, you know?
We're definitely doing something, that's for sure.
We're doing something, and look, charity's getting money, so I reckon we can call it good.
Whoa. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. How much money's in that charity pot now? Let me check that.
I am Henry, and Techno is the reason I actually got into like Minecraft PvP. And then he's also why I started making it in YouTube videos.
Hello, I am X-Ray. Techno's the goat. He inspired me, and I'm sure many others. He always has a place in my heart. Techno, we love you, bro. Technoblade never dies.
My name is Weird, and I am one of us.
Technoblade was one of the greatest and most loved YouTubers of all time. If it wasn't for his impact on the internet and the history of Minecraft itself, many things wouldn't be the way they are today. I guess what I'm saying is, I'm thankful for Alex's time on Earth. I'm happy to see that the time he had while he was alive, while it may have been short, was well spent and will not be for nothing. Thank you, Technoblade, for being one of the greatest Minecraft YouTubers of all time. And thank you for everything you did for us as a community. You truly deserved nothing but the best. Fly high, King. Fly high. So where are we now? As of uploading this video, it has officially been a year since a famous YouTuber's death. So many tributes, memories, and loving comments have been shared to show appreciation for his life. Even YouTube released a video celebrating the 9-year anniversary of the Technoblade channel titled Technoblade Never Dies. While Technoblade may be physically dead, his legacy still lives on through the videos he made, things he did, and the friends, family, and community he found throughout his life. So in a sense, Technoblade truly never dies. His legacy will always live on as long as we let it. Thank you all for watching this documentary and celebrating the life of Alexander Technoblade. My name is JMC Gaming 24, and this has been the Story of Technoblade, a legend that never dies.
And one day, we'll look back at where we started and be amazed by how far we've come.